What's up, everybody? Colin here for Techout, and today we are talking about iOS 26 Beta 6, and this came out just 1 week following the release of Beta 5, which was to be expected. Normally, once we get closer to public release, Apple switches over to weekly updates, and they get smaller, which is just the case we have here. iOS 27 Beta 6 came in at about 1.15 gigabytes here on my iPhone 17 Pro Max, and on my Apple Watch it was 512 megabytes, I believe, so just under around half a gigabyte. And there's not a lot of new features in Beta 6, which again is to be expected. This is mainly a bug fix update, which they're not going to be adding a ton of stuff the closer we get to the public release, because they're not going to want to introduce more bugs. They're going to want to resolve any bugs that are remaining. One of the most annoying bugs I had in Beta 5 was in the Messages app. Let me see if I still have the screenshot of it, where the messages would, or the pinned messages would be obstructed. I don't think I do. Yeah, I don't have the screenshot anymore, but the top messages would be obstructed by a bar. The same bar would occur in Safari as well. That has been resolved here in Beta 6, so restored full functionality there, no more issues. I really wasn't having any more bugs other than that. That was kind of the main one I had in Beta 5. Everything else is performing very well. Very smooth update. We did not get a optimizing search and Siri message for very long. It did occur for, I don't know, maybe a couple hours. But as you can tell with the smaller update, there was less optimizations to do. It was just, very quick. It didn't even occur right after the update. It was usually, I think it was a couple hours after for me, and some people have some varying time frames there depending on their device. But yeah, nothing much happened there. It didn't take very long at all. Everything is running very smooth. No crashes. All my apps are working fine. Battery life has been excellent. I've been getting a full day of usage out of my iPhone 17 Pro Max here without any issues, even at work and stuff like that. If you guys saw my last video, I did end up getting rid of my iPhone 17e that I was using as my work device. So I have transitioned over to using my iPhone 17 Pro Max or my iPhone Air as a single device with my dual SIM on here. As you can see on the top there, I do have my dual SIM connected now. So I'm no longer using the iPhone 17e. It has gone off to its new owner. I will be replacing that. I've already actually replaced it. I'm just waiting on it to come in. It has been replaced by the Galaxy Z Fold 8. So we will be checking that out here on the channel. We're almost about done here with the iOS 26 beta series, or sorry, 27 beta series, because we're expecting the public release here in less than a month. So I will be checking that device out here on the channel, as well as doing some videos on that. So iOS 27.6, iOS 27 beta 6, performing flawlessly here on my iPhone 17 Pro Max. If you are part of the public beta program, or you want to try out iOS 27 shortly here before launch, I do recommend you can try out the public beta. It is a stable update. A lot of people are having less issues with iOS 27 than they have with the public versions of iOS 26, especially this far into the process. So, yep, like I said, no issues there. Kind of a short video here because there's really not much to show. All the stuff remains with Siri that we got here introduced in Beta 5, with all the voice customizations and stuff like that. You can customize with these, and these are marked as new now, but they are the same voices that were here before. The only two that you used to be able to set the pace and expressivity on, they just have a new tag down there, but they have not changed from Beta 5 to Beta 6. So that is what is new here in Beta 6. I will be doing a live video that'll already be done after you see this, because I'm going to post this after that. But I'm going to try to do some live streams for the 48-hour reviews here of the betas as well, just so people can come and ask questions. So I will be trying to do that here Wednesday afternoons, usually between 1 and 2 p.m. Eastern time over the next few weeks, because we are coming up on, like I said, the public release. So a lot of people are going to have questions on whether they should update and whether it is stable, and should I try this on my device, all that kind of stuff. So I'll go over more in the live stream. But like I said, I do plan on unboxing the Galaxy Z Fold 8. It should be here tomorrow. I might do an unboxing. I might just do a review. It depends on when it gets here, because I will be at work tomorrow. But other than that, I want to try that out. It looks like the iPhone Fold is going to be pretty hard to get your hands on. So depending on how that goes, I might hold off for a little bit. When I say how that goes, I mean, one, the availability, and two, how well I like the Z Fold 8, because I think it's going to be the same form factor. So if I really like the Z Fold 8, I might just hang on to that for a little while and wait for the iPhone Fold to be kind of easier to get my hands on, and just keep my 17 Pro Max for a little while. Not really interested in getting, at least at this time before I see anything, not really interested in getting anything as far as the iPhone 18 series. I really want to hold off and get the foldable. But I don't want to have to pre-order it and drop the money and then wait like a couple months. So depending on how the timeline goes and the cost and everything like that, I might even try to go, get to an Apple store really early that morning on launch day, if I can get the day off, and see if I can get my hands on one. That might make a cool video. But yeah, it's all going to depend on the cost and the timeline on pre-orders and stuff like that. So stay tuned for all that kind of stuff. Make sure you don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm Colin with Techout, and as always, have a great day.